Alright, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? We got Hun Batz up against Hades. This is gonna be tough as shit, dude. Incredibly tough. We'll try our best though. So unfortunately we learned, luckily we learned that this guy, choke artist, is Ace Dusty, who was one of the sickest motherfuckers, sickest in a, you know, like a holy shit, cruel and heinous sense, that I've ever had the displeasure of meeting in Duel. And unfortunately he is back. The sad part is that he's actually a really strong player. I was about to have because we didn't know who he was, I was going to have a video out praising him. But I'm very glad that he at least told me who he was. He was trying to like make it suspenseful and stuff, and was in no way apologetic for the kind of person that he was. He just wanted to, you know, try to ride it out and sound cool. But yeah, luckily we did learn who he was, and yeah, it is horrifying, dude. Also horrifying that it's been this long and the guy still has not changed a bit, just having no apology. Here was exactly what the guy said. Here, while we get back to lane, I'll show you. This was about my sister, because my sister's transgender. Just... He was generally one of those types of guys that just like taunt spammed and was just, you know, an asshole a lot. But yeah, he, you know, came into the chat just to say that a while back, and of course never apologized for it. Oh no, I don't have a jump! I forgot! Wait! Oh, we were so close. God damn it. But yeah, I guess more than anything, this will be a...
Your middle tower is under attack.
A way of showing. I was in queue for a reason, Rob. I was showing the thing. But yeah, just you gotta feel sorry for these people, especially when it's this long, you know. Like that was like probably 2 years ago. Like you hope that people mature and like, you know, people like there were some cases like someone like Opulence that I learned like, hey, this guy actually felt bad for what he did. Like he went back, grew up a little bit, and actually said like, you know what, like I was a real piece of shit. That was a guy that like harassed me endlessly and called my sister a guy all the time as well because she was transgender again. And yeah, but guys like this, like I don't know what drives them, but it's really unfortunate that they exist and that they continue to thrive in these types of games. I always say whenever I'm up against somebody that is really nice, you probably don't see these games because they don't reach YouTube. But whenever I'm up against somebody that's really nice and it's just like, hey, how are you? The odds of them being a good player are like 1%. So whenever you meet somebody that is a good player, odds of them being a really terrible person are incredibly high. And unfortunately, we relearned that the hard way here. I have no doubt that this guy will continue to be just a terrible, terrible guy, but at least he's showing that, what's it called? Hades is stronger than we thought, I guess, right? That's something, at least. I hate that when you backpedal, you can't hit the creeps like that, dude. That's so annoying. So yeah, this video will just serve as more than anything a way to ensure that people know that, you know, this is the type of guy we're dealing with, and it's really unfortunate that he's back, but the internet is a really scary place, man. You know, the power of anonymity and the power of, you know, highlighting yourself on somebody's stream or, you know, or YouTube or, you know, any sort of content creation really makes monsters, and it's sad as fuck, but it's something that needs to be addressed, you know. Like I talk about it here. It is something that, you know, unfortunately will probably only get worse by talking about it, but wow. Nice. But unfortunately, I think it's something that needs to be talked about nonetheless, you know. Even though it's not going to change anything for those people, it's going to change something for, you know, the viewers that are... Wow, those creeps kill each other at the exact same time. See, like, stuff like this, like, you know, Flexin was another guy that was just horrible and really transphobic and just awful. And yeah, I just think that it needs to be highlighted that, you know, the way that the internet works. See you at Worlds. Oh my god, yeah. That was a guy that was actually like on a checklist at Worlds of people that needed to be that needed to be, what's it called, watched out for.
This will protect me from
So now the guy's trying to play it coy. Like, I know he's just been watching the stream the entire time, but unfortunately, like I said, not a lot changes no matter what you do.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Wow, I'm really glad we got beads there. That was lucky as hell. I'll block him, but for now I'll just go on D&D, I guess. Apologizing doesn't... I'm guessing he's just like one of those words are wind people, you know. If he's over 16, it's incredibly sad, but at least, I mean, hopefully he just learns. But yeah, a big reason that, like I said, you know, people are going to say, hey, why would you put this out there and, you know, let people know this guy's name? And the thing is, because the Duel community is really, it's really small and it's really niche, so people like this will float around and they will get, you know, like maybe he pops up in Hatmaster's stream or something, and, you know, he becomes a regular or something, and you just don't know that behind, you know, the alias that he's holding in Hatmaster's stream, the guy's actually a complete fucking psychopath and a monster, and you might not realize that, and then you end up befriending the guy, and it's like, well, down the line, eventually he's going to say something that is just horrifying and really harms others. So at least by broadcasting it like this, you end up stopping that. I imagine he got banned from his Twitch account, his Smite account, and that's why he made this new name. But yeah, you would hope that when somebody gets banned or they, you know, make a new name or something and they try to move forward, they change a little bit, but unfortunately it just doesn't seem that way. Again, the story would have been very different had the guy reached out to me, told me who he was, and apologized, right? He's going to claim now, oh, I never said anything bad. As in my new identity, right? As this new person that is in no way responsible for my old actions. But yeah, I'd much rather, even if it puts a target on my back, I'd rather people know who this guy and who these other people are. Because unfortunately, I've seen it happen with things like people that end up in the Loki gang, stuff like that, that don't realize the like inherent racism behind that kind of thing. A lot of people think like, hey, it's just these kids making memes on the internet and I can chill with that and that's a lot of fun. Then they get roped in and maybe they start excusing the racism and not realizing what a big deal it is. But hopefully, you know, they see something like this that showcases exactly what the person did, and just hopefully people have enough, you know, morals to say, hey, you know, I'm not okay with this. This is not the type of person that I'm okay with in my community. So again, that's why I showcase it. You can agree to disagree. That's fine, I understand. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's how I see it. The matchup we're in is definitely one that, you know, is difficult, but we're doing a lot better in this game than I expected. He's got the blink, which I always say does work incredibly well on Hades, because it just gives him another one, you know, it's just another jump, and he needs that, because otherwise he can't use it. He can't use that ult he would have to jump and use his ult, and then you use your escape. So what he does now is try to get you to use your escape and then blink and ult, or blink, attack you, make you use your escape, and then jump and ult. Nice. All right. I mean, it would be, I'm not gonna lie, it would be incredibly hype if we could win this after what a tool this guy has been to me my whole life, and the fact that he came back and said apologizing doesn't change anything, and, you know, has had absolutely no reflection, and has, if anything, encouraged the return of other people that were so horrible. Unfortunately, we went through a lot when my sister was transitioning, because there's a lot of people that, you know, are very horribly transphobic. You know, people that are afraid of the idea of people that are transgender, and are just incredibly malicious and intent. And that was some of the, you know, the worst time I've ever seen on the internet.
Bananas!
I think we should go for Genji's here. We don't have any cooldown yet, so we're really struggling for that. Again, the guy, it was about 2 to 3 years ago, so I mean, you can't stay a kid for that long, right? Like, you know what you're doing. And also, you know, it's a different age too. I think a lot of leeway that we would give kids in the past can't really be given as much past the age of like 10, maybe 12. You know, once you're on the internet and you're around all these ideas and you're around all these different types of people and stuff, still being that much of a racist or bigot or, you know, any such thing, you know, you don't have as much of an excuse. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you still got that. That's rough. We might be dead, but are we? Wow. Nice.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
But yeah, obviously just ban anybody in chat that's just saying that it's like just a joke or anything. Like I said, unfortunately, a lot of people don't like to recognize the impact that words and actions like that can have, and types of ways that ideas like that can spread. But it's incredibly upsetting the amount of times that you encounter that. The internet, again, is just a very scary place. So Bees and Blink were probably the right actives for him here. I think the build altogether is correct. It's the exact same build I would have gone in this instance. A lot of times Spear is very good on Hades because of his ult, but at the same time, you don't get to rely on the ult damage as much, because, you know, most of the time people are going to be escaping it, so mostly you're relying on the diving, you know, the dive bomb kind of 1-3 combo more than anything. So the spear doesn't work out as well, and then you also have to factor in you're going for, is that actually up, or is just one turtle there? I think it's just one turtle. Oh no! See, I don't think there's any way to really secure this though. No. It's so hard to steal things away from Hades, both because he has a silence and because he's got, what's it called, just such strong clear. Whoops. How did I miss that? Looks like we tripped him up a little bit there. It's our job to escape without him using his one, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be able to work out that way. Oh my god! Oh my god!
You have been
Oh, that's
lost here in
fucking
Smite.
beautiful.
Killing is actually in turn.
Holy shit. Yeah, win or lose here, and like I said, most likely a loss just based on the matchup itself. This has been an incredibly validating experience. I guess we'll go for Jotuns next year. But yeah, more than anything, I think it's unfortunate when you have to see arguments like this kind of stuff in my chat. Like, I can't believe how desensitized I've come to it. Like, God help us, you know? The amount of stuff that I've had to see over the years. Like, if my sister had to actually see that kind of stuff, like, it's just horrifying. Like, you would just imagine that. There's so many people that give so many excuses for these kinds of actions, and it's just like, think for a second, like, you know, what an actual trans person would experience if they had to sit there and listen. How did I miss that? I don't know, but and listen to things like that, or see those types of comments when, like, things like their families already don't accept them. Like, it's horrifying, man. And yet people still want to find any way they can to justify the you know, the guilty party, and it's just crazy. No matter what you do, really, it just, there's always going to be somebody. Oh, maybe he's a kid. Oh, he's probably you know, misunderstood. Oh, it's just a joke. Like, at a certain point, it just gets, it gets to a level where you end up promoting that same thing. I guess we will go Jotuns, like I said. We do need the cooldown. Oh no, it's okay, variables. I already said, like I said, it's been multiple years, so I don't think the "it's a kid" excuse will work in this case. You know, he's able to talk and function like he's at least over the age of like 13. So, you know, like I said, my cutoff is probably like 12. If you're 12 or and above, and there's no way this guy is below 12. He may act like he's below 12, and his, you know, mindset is below 12 towards, you know, tolerance towards other people, but the fact that the person's been around for that long, yeah, definitely. You're not even allowed to play Smite if you aren't 13. Is this true? Shield of Thorns is so strong against Hades. So strong against so many mages, though, really. I can't believe we're really fighting back here, but it is happening, folks. Xibalba himself. This question is, what's go last item? Answers are easy, actually. Titan's Bane. There's not much else that you can hope for to close out a build like this. Just get as much pen as possible. So this guy generally seems to go to triple life steal build. Maybe it works on Hades. Maybe it's actually, you know, maybe that's the way to go. I'd love to bait him to stick around a little bit more so that we can get the ult off. Shit! Oh, damn! The same thing that happened to me, that happened to him under the Phoenix, happened to me. So close, but just not enough. That's rough. The short little arms on my boy Hun Batz. That should be game, just because we don't have the ability to clear well enough. Yeah, it was a bad jump. It was definitely a bad jump. But like I said, I don't think we should have had a fighting chance in this matchup. I'm happy we styled on this guy regardless. You know, guys like this, their ego will be bruised.
Attack, monkey!
Regardless, win or lose, as long as you come out of it happy. They just want to make people unhappy, as long as you're happy at the end of the day. And I can't thank you guys enough. We've had such a great accepting, welcoming community, and the fact that they're, you know, that these names are recognizable, that these are just some people, right? It's miraculous. Like, it's just a few really heinous individuals instead of having to deal with a horrifying amount of people that say things like that. Let's see. Once we get the Titan's Bane, we have like one-shot potential. You know, he's pretty squishy. Problem is that this Titan is so low now. It's definitely going to be tough.
Go, monkey! Go!
No, it's fine, variables. Again, like I said. Okay, that's great. He used ult too.
Under attack.
It's too bad that Hades just does so much damage to the Titan, though. You know, he's a monster when it comes to dealing damage to that Titan. It should be over here, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, what a game, though. Played back incredibly well in a matchup that, you know, I don't think we should have had too much place in. Maybe, though, maybe only 65 Hades. It's just that the guy's a very strong Hades in my, you know, not known for Hun Batz, so. So I give, actually I shouldn't have said GG. I've usually made a habit of not saying GG to guys like that, but what are you gonna do? It's too late. It's too late. Now the whole video's invalidated. You can be terrible at trans people, you guys. I said GG. Again, this was the comment. Again, this was something never apologized for. This is a guy that I implore that people do not allow into their communities or allow anything like it into their communities. You know, this goes out to any other dual content creators. I think we've done a fine job of squashing stuff like this. And I think that we have, as a community, really evolved a lot. People like the Loki Gang guys that were, you know, spamming the N-word or spelling the N-word out on Twitter constantly, and like body shaming like random women in the Smite community and just being horrifying individuals weren't really tolerated or accepted that much in the Twitch community. And, you know, I gotta thank everyone involved for that. So shout outs to you guys, and thanks so much for watching. Love you, and